Chiney Ogwumike has ruffled some feathers about her latest statements about Caitlin Clark. But before we get off into today's podcast, you come across today's podcast, do me a favor. Hit the like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. And if it's your first time coming across my YouTube channel, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, post your comments, share the video out. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I see everybody in the comments section, hashtag salute, and you know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Well, Chiney Ogwumike has said some statements about Caitlin Clark that you guys won't believe. But before we get off into today's podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, the official sponsor of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast, the #1 rated ticketing app, over 28 million downloads, 70,000 plus events from concerts to sports, all your tickets across the web, all in one place, rated 1 to 10. Green means good, red means bad, and all your tickets are back guaranteed. And remember, use my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout to get $20 off your purchase. And just know, by using my promo code SimplyBallDropping at checkout, you're getting $20 off your purchase. Also know that you will be supporting the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Well, let's get right off into it. Chiney Ogwumike has made some statements about Caitlin Clark that you won't believe. Now, basically, the WNBA right now is must-see TV. We got a great rookie class that came in. We got some WNBA veterans that are putting up big numbers. We got 4 or 5 teams that have sold out their home arenas. Caitlin Clark with the Indiana Fever has sold out each of their home games. She's record crowd participation in Indiana Fever home games, even on away games. When Caitlin Clark goes to these different arenas, everybody's showing up to get a glimpse of Caitlin Clark up close in person. Now you got the likes of the Las Vegas Aces and A'ja Wilson. Now, you know, the 2-time WNBA MVP. She is putting on a stellar, NBA, WNBA, showing thus far. She's putting up numbers. She's been rebounding at a high clip. Points, she just passed 25. I think she's the first lady in the WNBA to surpass 25 points in so many games. So she's breaking records. And everybody seems to think that A'ja Wilson is the face of the WNBA. Rightfully so, because she's the back-to-back champion, back-to-back MVP. She's doing big things for the Las Vegas Aces. And also, she's putting fans in seats out there in Vegas. Even when she goes on away games, she is, putting fans in the seats. But Chiney Ogwumike says some interesting things. And basically, she's saying it's a changing of the guard. And basically, she uttered the words that Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. And it's no disrespect to A'ja Wilson, but Chiney Ogwumike has some very interesting things to say. Let's take a listen to what she had to say on ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Let's take a listen.
Because as someone who was playing in the WNBA last year, as someone who has covered women's basketball and played it for 20 years, if you asked me 2 years ago or even a couple months ago, who is the face of the WNBA, I would tell you it's A'ja Wilson. She is currently the back-to-back champion. She is currently right now playing like an MVP. Have you seen the history she's made, breaking a streak by Tina Charles, most 25-point games in a row? She is the most dominant player in the WNBA right now. But we are experiencing a shift where, for better or worse, she is not necessarily the face of the league.
Wow.
The face of the league is now Caitlin Clark. And a lot of people, I'm here in Dallas, and it's been a really beautiful experience for me because I worked the NBA Finals 2 days ago, and I'm going to work the NBA Finals today.
And
in between, I was able to catch my sister's game. She played against the Dallas Wings. She plays for the Seattle Storm. They got the dub. She had 17 points, right? But when I think about this ecosystem in which we're existing, it made me think. I spoke to so many WNBA fans, and they're like, hey, how is it like? The conversations are not necessarily focused on basketball, but it is good for the sport. And I was like, it is, because we have the opportunity to set the record straight. And I think Caitlin did just that. But it had me thinking. I was like, you know what's interesting? We talk, especially on this network, about LeBron James a lot, right? And I feel like we're getting to the same point with Caitlin Clark. And that's because based off of their talents, they command so much attention, right? But one thing we realized, and I personally realized in 2020, I was a part of his More Than a Vote collective. He realized that, hey, he had to stand for something and he had to represent the league. The difference is, obviously, he's a black man and this is a young white woman, but still, I think, as you mentioned, she's not just representing herself as an individual, as a basketball player. She is the face of a league that has built its backbone consistently, but over the last few years, I would even say from 2020, has been known for advocacy. And if you don't say anything to educate people as to what this league is, which she did actually, if you listen to the full clip, she said, I chose this league. I idolize the players. I idolize what this league has represented. Her favorite player is Maya Moore. Maya Moore, as illustrious of a career that Maya Moore has had, let me tell you, I had to guard her when I was a freshman playing against UConn. I had to guard her in the WNBA. To this day, she is the hardest person I've ever had to defend. As illustrious of a career she's had on the court, she's known for what she's done off the court, for the social justice, for the fights against incarceration. That's what we know her final chapter is, and it might be the most impactful. When I played, Maya was, in some respects, the face of the WNBA. But now it's a new face, and that shift has happened quickly. Wow. And I think that with all of the growth that Caitlin has brought, it has brought a lot of growing pains. Dejanay's tweet was highlighting the growing pains. Also recognizing that silence is not necessarily golden. Even though you're just trying to coexist as one individual, trying to make something of your career in this early stages, it is necessary to at least say something, especially when you have to credit Jim Trotter. He specifically asks, because now you have the opportunity to educate people who are coming with you, who are bringing the engagement, so that hopefully the focus can be on the game and not on all these preconceived notions that being in one of the most polarized moments in our country's history has brought to the forefront.
Wow. So y'all heard what Chiney Ogwumike had to say. Now, basically, she said a lot. And to sum it up, me personally, I know a lot of people going to come in the comments section talking about, yeah, Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. Why she's not the face of the NBA for everything that she's doing. She's came in, she's got these women, charter flights to their home games, to their from their home games to their away games, and things like that. The revenue is up. The deal that they're doing with the NBA. Also, the attendance is up, but the changing of a guard that quick to give the face of the WNBA to a rookie that just came in, and you got the likes of, like she said, Asia Wilson, no disrespect to her, the things that she's doing. We don't talk about Asia Wilson enough. We don't talk about these WNBA veterans enough. But just to say out of your mouth that you're saying it's a change of a guard, and now Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset with that, and I know a lot of people can come in the comments and say, yeah, Caitlin Clark is the face of the NBA. What has Asia Wilson done for the NBA before Caitlin Clark got there but put up all these numbers, win championships, and get MVPs? Well, that's what you play the game for. But to say that Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA right now, that's a little far-fetched. No disrespect to Caitlin Clark. We know what she brings to the table. We know what she's generating. We know, people are watching. But to say that it's a changing of the guard that quick, now in the NBA, it took Michael Jordan a while before he was,
named the face of the NBA. He had to go through Magic and Bird. They didn't just hand it to Mike, but it seems like Shanae is just handing it right over to Caitlin Clark. So you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sapp. And we'll catch you on the next one. And do me a favor. On your way out the door, when you put your shoes on, do me a favor. Give the video a thumbs up.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.